need to travel using matatus. They are sick. Some of them do not have a support system, Mr. Speaker. We must be creative so that we don't subject our people to go to withdraw, Mr. Speaker. Now, finally, Mr. Speaker, the commercial banks, and I don't want to name the names of those commercial banks. Mr. Speaker, those commercial banks are taking advantage. And for example, Mr. Speaker, without naming these commercial banks, why would you give a certain commercial bank that does not have even their agent up to the lowest, some small center somewhere in, for example, Chepterwai Center, somewhere in Masab sub-county, Mr. Speaker, or somewhere in Mombo, a farthest corner, somewhere in Tindred sub-county. Yet you give a bank, Mr. Speaker, that even do not have even 1 or 2 branches in Kapsabet town, which is the sub-county headquarters or the county headquarters of Nandi County, Mr. Speaker, or somewhere in Kilifi. Mr. Speaker, the Ministry of Labor and Social Welfare, let us either use pesa. I know some people might complain that they are being blacklisted through CRB. Mr. Speaker, there is an amnesty from the government up to early next year, and in fact, mercy, Mr. Speaker, that is only given once in a lifetime has been given to the CRB listing holders, Mr. Speaker. So, Mr. Speaker, I want to urge that our elder people, Mr. Speaker, have served this nation. Let us treat them with dignity that it serves by ensuring that there is transparency, Mr. Speaker, and accountability, Mr. Speaker. And finally, when this committee appears, the PS in charge and the minister, Mr. Speaker, must tell us for the last 3 years, Mr. Speaker, for the last 3 years, they must tell us how much have they dispensed to how many elderly people in this republic, who are they, the ID number, Mr. Speaker, because we are being told, Mr. Speaker, in the last era of UHURU Kenyatta, last 3 months he used 50 billion that no one can account for. So we don't want to be told 50 billion was used to give to Wazee, yet we don't know what that Wazee was, Mr. Speaker. And maybe they were being used by Azimio campaigns, Mr. Speaker. So that issue must be handled with properly, because we cannot operate the transition of a government, Mr. Speaker. We want to protect going into the future, Mr. Speaker. You cannot use 50 billion and you cannot account for it, Mr. Speaker. These people must tell us where the money is. What they cannot tell us, they gave it to Wazee, yet they were using for Azimio One Kenya lands campaigns in the Kenya Republic, Mr. Speaker. Thank you very much.
Senator Beatrice Akinyi.
Honorable Speaker, allow me just to go straight to my point without deviating to the sentiments by the Honorable Senator for Nandi. Honorable Speaker, I rise to make a point on the statement of the Honorable Senator for Kirinyaga, and specifically about the older person's cash transfer. Honorable Speaker, if there's anything the government has done well and had a good intention, it is about this cash transfer. Honorable Speaker, when this initiative was begun with the Grand Coalition government, the older persons in the 2 pilot areas of Nyeri and Bondo where it began, if anybody would reflect and see how those old people looked like, it was so pathetic, Honorable Speaker. But as soon as this fund was disbursed, and with the time, Honorable Speaker, you saw the honor and you saw the dignity of these older persons that were receiving these funds. Honorable Speaker, I rise to emphasize the fact that this is a fund that has given, restored the dignity of our older persons, and all we may ask for is that, Honorable Speaker, it should be disbursed in a timely manner. Honorable Speaker, these funds are used for the upkeep of these older persons. If they are to be made use of well with the people that benefit for them, that it must be done in a timely way, thus the factor of timeliness. And Honorable Speaker, my take on the fund is that the Honorable Senator asked about when other older persons will be registered. For me, I would emphasize that all the older persons in this republic must be registered to benefit from this fund. Honorable Speaker, because specifically, most of the beneficiaries are always people who have a lot of responsibility, older people that have lost their children and they take care of grandsons and granddaughters. And Honorable Speaker, if you look at some of the benefits, this amount, however little some of us might consider it to be, some of the people that benefit from these monies have even taken their grandsons and granddaughters to local schools around where they stay. So, Honorable Speaker, as I support this statement, I would like to say that the government must go forth to register all older persons into this scheme and let the disbursement also be timely. Honorable Speaker, I support this statement.
Honorable Senator Osotsi.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Mr. Speaker, I want to request for a statement on the effects of government austerity measures on the hotel industry. Mr. Speaker, sir, I rise to pursuant to Standing Order 53-1 to seek a statement from the Standing Committee on Trade, Industrialization and Tourism regarding the effects of government austerity measures have on the hotel industry. In the statement, the committee should, 1, state the measures, if any, that the government is taking to help the hotel industry to recover from the effects of COVID-19 pandemic due to low volumes of international booking that has led to closures of several hotels: Intercontinental Hotel, Laiko Hotel, Radisson Blu, and now the imminent closure of the historic Hilton Hotel. 2, explain what informed the recent presidential directive to shove off 300 billion shillings from the current financial budget by, among other measures, discontinuing trainings, conferences, and other events by government ministries and agencies in hotels, which will exacerbate the already difficult operating environment for hotels. 3, table the